This is my new bop kit, and I am especially excited to share it with you because of who made it. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking at first blush that this looks like a Sugar Percussion kit, but in fact, this one was made by my dad. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you may know that the majority of the many snares that I own were actually made by my dad. He's someone that just likes building things and likes learning how to build new things. So he's made clocks, he's made longboards, he's made guitars in the past, and now he's made not only snares, but his first drum set. Just to back up slightly, the reason he started making snares initially was because I was infatuated with the Alaskan Yellow Cedar Sugar Percussion snares. And I thought to myself, Alaskan Yellow Cedar, Alaska is where I'm from and where my dad still lives. And I reached out to my dad and said, hey, do you think this is something that you could try building? And it was just perfect because it was something that I wanted to play and something that he liked the idea of the challenge of making something and making something for me. So we start working out specs, we start talking. Long story short, here is the kit just a few months later. The specs, I wanted to very much be a bop kit and a small bop kit at that. So we've got just a rack, floor, kick, and then snare. The dimensions are 7 by 12. We've got a roughly 10 by 14 floor tom. Then the kick is a 14 by 18, so very standard kind of classic bop sizes. And then the snare is somewhere between like a 5 and a 5.5 by 14. I definitely wanted some of the specs to be similar to the Sugar Percussion kit that we were modeling this off of. And by the way, this is made with complete reverence and complete respect to Sugar Percussion. In fact, I reached out with a couple of questions on how he makes his kits to help my dad kind of figure out some of the specs, and he was very, very open to it and was like, good luck, hope you make an amazing drum set. And so this is made very similarly to those kits. You can see that the lugs we chose and some of the stylings are very similar to a Sugar Percussion Alaskan Yellow Cedar kit, but there are definitely some differences too. A few things that I wanted in particular included the shells all being a full 1/4 inch undersize. Most drums these days are undersized by about 1/8 of an inch, so this is twice that, and my vintage Camcos that I have are a full 1/4 inch undersize, and I believe sonars are a 1/4 inch undersize as well. The bearing edges are also very rounded. The hoops are as thin as I could get them. They are, I think, pearl fat hoops, so they're 1.3 millimeter triple flange hoops. And then everything else is basically as minimal as possible. The hardware is very lightweight. There's no real lacquer per se on the drum set. It's more of just like a light oil finish. So these drums are very much just more or less the raw wood as it came out, with sanding and then some light finishing just to seal the drums themselves. This is all very similar to some of my favorite drum sets I've ever owned. I used to own a Birch DW set that was triple flange hoops and just a natural satin finish, and those drums always sounded fantastic. And then my current Camcos that I referenced a second ago, these rock size, just natural maple Camcos, are some of the best drums that I've ever heard and are so easy to tune that I don't know exactly what it is about those specs that may be making the difference, but I wanted to try and match those specs as similarly as possible. So no wrap, no extra lacquer, anything like that. Just natural wood drums, minimal hardware, undersized shells, and this is what we've got. I want to take a second to recognize just how good and how clean this set looks and emphasize that this is the first drum set my dad has ever made. This is his first attempt at this, and you can see how it came out. That said, now it's not mathematically, mechanically perfect. In fact, there are little things like you can see the vent hole on this floor tom is not perfectly in the center, but I don't mind that one bit. And in fact, I kind of like the subtle reminder without detracting from the drums at all that it was built by a human. I have DW kits, as you may have seen before, that are incredibly precise. And these are something totally different. These are handmade by one person who's special to me. So that's not something that can be replicated or matched on any other drum set in the world. So I could go on and on, but I'm sure you're dying to hear how they sound. So I'm just gonna record with the ambient microphones. I'm gonna do a high bop tuning and then sort of like a low funky tuning. So check them out. So once again, I have a bop kit. They look amazing, they're easy to tune, they sound incredible, and my dad made them, which is crazy. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this in one way or another. If there's anything I left out, if you have any questions about this kit, feel free to let me know, or if there's anything that I can't answer, I'll ask my dad. Anything you might be interested in about the construction process, I'll have him be sure to answer. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.